I'm Toni Preckwinkle, chair of the Cook County Democratic Party, and this is The 80, our podcast about the party, its candidates, and its leaders. We're beginning the podcast by interviewing our elected Democratic committee people to discuss their backgrounds and thoughts about the history and future of the party. Today, I'm excited to welcome Angee Gonzalez Rodriguez, who's the 26th Ward committee person. Welcome, Angee.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's jump right into this. Tell me, you're a committee person, but you don't hold other elective office. How did you get involved in politics?
It started a few years back. I heard a lot of people talking about how bad the leadership in our area was and the things that they wished were happening or things that were coming for that could possibly be for our area. And I didn't want to be a person that was complaining all the time and not taking action. So I decided, well, if I run, I can make a difference. So that's what got me started.
All right. And you represent the Humboldt Park area. Just for folks who might not know, where is that in the city of Chicago?
It is, Humboldt Park is about western to, I'm going to say, Pulaski, and
how far north is
Armitage to Division?
Armitage to Division, western to Pulaski. So it's a northwest.
Yeah, I'd say
side.
about that area.
Yeah, it's a sort of northwest side ward. Yeah.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, it's the 26th ward, which consists of Humboldt Park, Ukrainian Village, Logan Square, and Hermosa.
Okay. All right. So those are the community areas. Mm-hmm. What do you hope to do as committee person?
Well, I'm hoping to build a strong ground team, which are the precinct captains and the canvassers, because they're the ones that go out in the community and speak to the constituents. So I think when you have a strong ground crew, you have a good organization.
What do you hope to see either at the Democratic Party countywide or nationally?
Well, I hope to see communities that can get educated on elections. A lot of people don't understand what their local elections are, and I think it's important to go out in the community and teach the constituents about our local elections, especially when we have judges. The election for judges, people usually go to vote and they don't know who the judges are. And they're like, eeny, meeny, miny, moe, pick a judge and that's it. So I think it's important that we go out and educate our communities on what our local elections are about.
Surely, educating our constituents is an important part of the responsibilities of a committee person. Your ward, at least in recent history, has been overwhelmingly Puerto Rican, and that's
correct.
That's your own background. You came from Puerto Rico as a child. Correct. I can't remember. Remind me.
I was about 3 years old when we moved from Puerto Rico. So I've been in my community for about 48 years.
Okay.
I am Puerto Rican. But our community doesn't only consist of Puerto Ricans anymore. We're a very diverse community.
So what prompted your parents to leave the island?
I think they just wanted a better life for us, better education. They just, wanted a better life.
Right. Well, it's the reason lots of immigrants come here and lots of people migrate from one part of the United States to the other for better opportunities for their children.
Correct.
What do you hope to see at the national level?
Well, I'm hoping that the new cabinet can follow up on the policies promised during campaigning. I would love to see student loan reform. I personally have a lot of debt in student loans, and I just think that they're ridiculously out of control. And I would like to see them actually go forward with student loan reform.
So you're in a midlife person, but like many people in their midlife, you still have student loans to pay. And so it's been kind
Correct.
of a challenge for you throughout your working life. And that's true for many people.
Correct. I think I'll be retired and still paying student loans.
What else do you hope to see from the federal government and the Biden-Harris administration?
Well, right now, I love the fact that they have a very diverse cabinet because it promotes inclusion and unity. And that's something that I would love to continue to see.
All right. Well, the Biden administration, as you've said, has a very diverse cabinet, and there are members of the Latinx community in the cabinet who have been appointed, not all of them confirmed. But so that's a good beginning. Are there any particular policies in addition to addressing the student loan crisis that you would like to see the federal government take on?
I would like to see criminal justice reform. They have structural issues, a lot of racial profiling, over criminalization, mass incarceration. So I'd like to see some form of reform because mass incarceration is rooted on the basis that Black and Brown people are more dangerous and guilty. So I'd like to see some type of reform.
I often remind people that the highest incarceration rates in the world are in the United States. We have 5% of the world's population and 25% of the people in jail or prison in the entire world. And disproportionately, those people are brown and Black. So our communities struggle with detention and incarceration at astronomical levels. So that's clearly something that's both in the interest of brown and Black communities to try to address. All right. Well, listen, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Oh, no, I think that was it.
One of the questions I sometimes ask people is who their favorite political figure is. Do you have a favorite?
I do have a favorite. I'm going to have to say Abraham Lincoln because Abraham Lincoln was the underdog. He was a kid from the country, lived on and he was the underdog that was not expected to win or get elected, and he was the president, and he accomplished a lot. So he is someone who I look up to, and one of my favorite historical political figures.
All right, and although he's not a native son in Illinois, he surely spent most of his life here before he went on to the presidency. So, all right. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. We wish you well.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.